Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and patch 11.1 is launching very soon with a bunch of new features and content right on the horizon. However, patch 11.1 and season 2 content will be launching at a different intervals, with 11.1 bringing in the new world, massive set of class changes, new open world content, and certain activities for you to take part in, but the seasonal content will actually be launching 1 week after on March 4th, so I wanted to make a video clearing up some of the confusion that I've seen online so far regarding 11.1 and the brand new update of the Undermined, but going over every single feature that will be made available day 1 as soon as 11.1 goes live on February the 25th for the NA region and a day after for the EU region, and also making sure to dispel some of the confusion regarding what will be launching day 1 and what will be launching later once season 2 content official launches 1 week after. As always, if you guys want to see more regular updates for the patch 11.1, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. So let's go over everything that will be made immediately available during the launch 11.1. I will point out a couple of things that will be coming later as season 2 finally officially launches, but this is literally everything that will be made available day 1 of this brand new update, with the Undermine zone becoming finally available. However, before you unlock the Undermine, you will need to do a quest line that will start you over towards the southern side of Ringing Deeps and unlock you this Gutterville area that eventually will lead you to the entrance of Undermine. But to begin that quest line, there is a prerequisite quest you'll find in Dornagal that you need to complete. It's going to be one of those quests like unlocking the Siren Isle, as well as another prerequisite quest that you will do with the Haranir faction, and that quest will be mandatory before you can begin the Undermine questline. At least that's how it worked for me when the Undermine initially became available for us to test over in the PTR. Well, once you do that, the entire zone is then open to you. It functions a little differently. You won't be able to fly in the zone, but you will have a much faster set of wheels for you to get around on. And with the zone of Undermine, you'll get access to a variety of things, from brand new story quests as well as a bunch of side quests for you to complete. Side quests that have a variety of different rewards that are both cosmetic but also potentially even starter gear if you just make it a new character for this brand new update. There's also a ton of new and different world events from their own set of world quests, as well as their own set of events, rares, treasures for you to collect, and even a new list called chat activities or chat list of tasks. Over in the Intercontinental Hotel, you'll find yourself a machine called the Chat, and there you'll be able to find a chat list, which gives you a list of activities you can do around Undermine to earn a bunch of rewards, primarily currencies that you'll be using to upgrade gear and items like Valor Stones, which will be separate from the previous Valor Stones of Season 1. Any Valor Stones you farmed up for Season 1 are basically gone and are useless, as you'll need to get Season 2 version of Valor Stones, and a lot of those you can actually get just from doing open world activities in the Undermine once you reach enough renown with some of the brand new factions within this underground zone. Later down the line in the Undermine, we'll also be getting a brand new world boss of the Godfather with some brand new items for Season 2 content, which are all going to be a bit of a step up compared to the Season 1 world bosses, which will still retain the same item level of the loot. They're not getting any upgrades there at all, but the Godfather is not going to be launching until Season 2 content is officially here, so this guy will not be made available day 1. Although first week of Undermine is definitely still going to keep you busy with a ton of different side quests as well as daily quests. Now, I mentioned earlier that you won't be able to fly around the Undermine, but it doesn't mean that you won't be able to get around here quickly, as instead of flying, you'll get access to a new system called D.R.I.V.E, which gives you access to a brand new vehicle that functions very differently compared to previous amounts. This one is more of like taking the sky riding dynamic flight system, but trying to find ways to apply it for ground movement, giving the vehicle a variety of different abilities, from drifting, boosters, even a horn for you to honk, but also allowing you to customize this vehicle in a variety of different ways. Just by exploring the Undermine, you'll be able to get yourself a variety of different vehicle customizations, which you'll be able to go back to a mechanic and then access to adjust your vehicle in any way you see fit. You'll be able to customize the horn as well as the paint of your vehicle for a little bit more cosmetic pizzazz, but also the turbo, the wheels in terms of how well the vehicle drifts or how loosely it can drift, but also the engine to change up and adjust how you want your vehicle to perform when moving around the Undermine. Aside of this, there'll also be a variety of different races for you to compete with in the Undermine, similar to skywriting races, but on the ground, and these can actually be kind of challenging. At least over this past few PTR builds, some of these turns and cuts you have to do are a little bit more demanding than you may expect, so it actually has quite a bit of a difficulty from the get-go. But the drive system has definitely improved over these past few weeks on the PTR, as they refined it and made it much better than its initial version that we saw at the very beginning. Where players used to randomly DC when they just went a little bit too quickly, now the vehicle is a lot more stable, has much better drift capabilities, the turbo has also been adjusted, and the vehicle has much better interaction with the environment. You no longer get caught on little objects around the open world, but also even if you do bump into buildings, you no longer completely stop. Instead, the vehicle bounces, which adds a little bit more of this realistic bumper cars feel for the actual feature of the drive system. As part of the content in the Undermine, you'll also be able to ally yourself with one of the Goblin cartels, and you'll be able to do so once a week. We have 4 cartels for you to ally with, from Bilgewater Cartel, which is ran by Gaslow. These guys are usually the explosive enjoyers, and you'll be able to find a variety of different rewards that are thematic to their faction. The Steam Wheel Cartel are ran by none other than Noggenfogger. If you're someone who hung out in Teneris or was part of the Rogue or the whole back in Legion, this guy will be very familiar. These guys are usually specialized into chemicals and poisons. The Blackwater Cartel are essentially pirates with a bit of smuggling on the side, ran by Revelgaz, and Venture Co. is under new management after we defeated their trade prince in the dungeon of the Motherlode, which will actually be made available for Season 2 for you to experience, but these guys are usually better at building and material acquisition. And all of these cartels will have a variety of different activities that are thematic to their factions and the thematics of those Goblin cartels, but also rewards that will be, some of them will be similar, but others will be more familiar towards those factions as well. So that's 4 different quartermasters, 4 varieties of different rewards for you to collect, but also 4 different factions all in one single renown for you to work on while in the Undermine. With that, you also get a brand new cartel of the Undermine renown track with a variety of different rewards, from some of the basic stuff like currencies that will be necessary during Season 2 content, like your Valor Stones, maybe even your Resonance Crystals. Then there'll also be crests and such for you to collect, but also a variety of other cosmetic rewards as well. But also, as you unlock more renown tracks, you'll actually unlock more activities around the Undermine as well, and get a variety of different fun cosmetics and even mounts later down the line. When it comes to dungeon content, we're getting a brand new dungeon that'll be made available during Season 2 of M+, and that is Operation Floodgate. And this dungeon, from what we can tell, should be made available immediately with the patch 11.1 launch. This dungeon features a variety of different items, but also an upgraded item level track. I would double check the rewards for this dungeon once 11.1 launches, because they might be lower, might be a little bit higher than what we can test right now on the PTR. But we do know that this dungeon will be made available day 1 of 11.1, which gives you some new content to dive into, but the rewards may be a little bit lower until the launch of Season 2. If they're not lower, then 619 item level from Heroics might be decent enough item level for you to get started if you're still trying to catch up with a bit of gear ahead of Season 2 content. Patch 11.1 will also bring a bunch of new updates for Bran as well as Delve content, as the gear rewards as well as a variety of different things should also be getting an update with the new patch, both in terms of the content but also in terms of the brand's additions, as we should be getting access to 2 new delves made available, with Excavation Site found in the Ringing Deeps, but also one in Undermine called Side Street Sluice. Bran also gets a pretty massive revamp regarding some of the different things that he'll be able to do, like access to a tank and roll, which makes him super aggressively good as a tank, actually able to hold aggro and survive damage quite well. A variety of new couriers available for the brand new season, which are a lot more impactful than Season 1's couriers. A lot of the combat couriers from Season 1 were mostly usable, but the utility couriers have definitely been improved. Previously, you had like one good one that you would use for all delve content if you meant to actually have a useful one, not a utility one. But now all of them are actually utility, but also combat couriers at the same time, which makes them a lot better overall. Delves will also have a bunch of different rewards as well as different revamps for their levels, which means you will have to grind out delves starting from tier 4 all the way to tier 8 for the brand new season, but all of the rewards will be updated, though some of them will be made available once Season 2 content officially launches but it could be an opportunity for you to get some early starter gear during the first week. Patch 11.1 also brings a ton of new class changes, which we've been covering on the channel quite regularly, from many talents and ability revamps, hero talent adjustments, and massive reworks for classes such as Hunters, where the marksmanship scene and one of the most sizable revamps in a long while. Mages have also got a number of massive changes for all three of their specs. Shamans have also got brand new improvements and many smaller updates for just about every class. Maybe besides Rogue, which is the one class that didn't get a lot of changes, but basically everybody else besides Rogues, you guys got something new to look forward to within your talent tree or hero talents. But also, there's going to be a lot of big meta changes coming in Season 2. The classes you saw dominating with Season 1 maybe will still stay relevant in Season 2, but there will likely be many new shifts, with playstyles such as Avengers Demon Hunter looking to be a little bit more popular than Prop Paladin, at least before final tuning. Frost Mages are looking insanely good, Aug Evoker is still very viable, Shamans, Hunters, all those are still looking very good, and it might be a competition between Disc Priests and Mistweavers. As for healers, though, don't take this as gospel, just take it with a grain of salt, as this is all the classes that are looking really popular before final tuning for Season 2 content. But the best thing you can do is just keep an eye out for those tuning patches right as the update launches. When it comes to PvP content, classes are also receiving a bunch of new PvP honor talents, so you're going to be seeing a lot of druids running around as massive hulking ancient trees within your battlegrounds, so don't be surprised. That is one of the new additions being added, but also there's a variety of new and powerful PvP talents added for many of your favorite classes, but some of the PvP talents actually removed for the season, which is definitely going to shake up the Season 2 meta. PvPers also can expect to earn a bunch of new rewards, starting with brand new gear, with new items for you to collect from the World PvP section, but also the Honor gear will be upgraded with a much higher item levels in Season 1 content, and even Conquest gear, where we see actually a couple of adjustments. Not only do we see a whole new set of Conquest gear, which most of it looks absolutely amazing, in some of the recolors and some of the different looks that we have to collect, but also there's new items called Conqueror's Prized Varnish, as well as Lacquer, and even new heraldries, with the Varnish and Lacquer being used on items that are tier sets that you may end up getting from delves, dungeons, or raids, or potentially from your Great Vault if you participate in any form of PvE content. If you do collect a tier set piece from your weekly boxes, you can apply the Lacquer or the Varnish to immediately add PvP scaling to those items. So it gives you another opportunity for PvPers to do some casual PvE content to possibly chance at more tier set pieces going forward. Outside of this, we also get some brand new warband additions, such as campsites, as we get new campsites for you to collect over time. We have the Adventurer's Rest, which is a basic one that is granted to us, on Dalaran Overlook, which we got access to on the PTR really early on, but then there's even more for us to collect, like Cultist Quarry, which you'll get from completing Delve content within Season 2, the Fey World Spring, which you'll get from achievement All That Kaz, as well as Galazir Grand Gallery for getting achievement Going Goblin Mode, and these you can earn from open world content. And these campsites actually change your character's environment. Like, the original campsite looks for the most part good. A lot of players do enjoy the environment, but many have been wanting for a scenery change, and now you can do one with the Dalaran Plains from the expansion of Dragonflight, and the plan to add even more scenery and campsites in the future, and allow players to unlock these different campsites through in-game activities, which is super exciting, because imagine what kind of campsites you might be able to get from raid content, open world content, delve content, or even PvP content. Not only that, but you also get to create new groupings for all of your characters, and you can actually see I created a couple of them before. You still have your favorites grouping, which you can put your 4 favorite characters into, but now you can create more by adding brand new camps to your roster. So if you want to make a grouping for all of your leather classes, Aug Evoker not included, you could do so. If you want to make a grouping for classes you're looking to test on the PTR realms, like I did, you can do so as well. Or even if you just want to put your farming classes together in a single group, and you can do so as well. All of these new campsites and different groupings can be customized with different backgrounds, but also with their own little names, and it just gives you better character management overall, which is a massive improvement for anybody looking to play multiple alts heading into Season 2. And lastly, a massive new feature is coming to the War Within 11.1, which is a new tab for your map. Normally you have your quest tab as well as map legend tab, which gives you some information regarding some of the different content that is available on the map. But now there's also an events tab that will show you all the events that are available for the day. It'll tell you some of the big events in Kazlagar, and it will show you on the map exactly where they are, but also like It shows you where the different world soul fragments are available. So if you're looking for those to get a little bit extra coffer shards and valor stones and an old character, you can now do so without having to search the entire map for all of these events. Then there's also other upcoming events like surge pricing, which is a undermine specific event with your D.R.I.V.E vehicle that you will also be able to access, and it will tell you exactly when those events are coming up. And hopefully they'll end up populating this tab even further with all of the maybe old expansion events at some point in the future. Like if, let's say, you're still doing Shadowlands achievements, Legion achievements, Battle for Azeroth achievements, and you're waiting for specific events in those regions, hopefully they'll end up expanding this feature in the future. But it is a brand new feature that they'll hopefully will keep developing on and improving upon after the launch of 11.1. But as always though, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching and hope you guys did enjoy this update. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give this video a like. I would very much appreciate it. Join our Discord community, probably the best place to discuss with everybody else regarding all of the new class changes and probably hot fixes that we'll be seeing with the launch of 11.1. Also, let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in our next one.